If you do this one mistake after your workout, it could be the reason why you're experiencing cramps. Now, I have been training people in the gym for almost 2 decades now, and I have seen so many different things that cause cramping. If we go back about 20 years ago, this was actually recommended by pretty much every single trainer. But before we get into that, let's talk about what stretching does to your body. One is that you should never force a pop or a snap. But in reality, you're just causing more inflammation, and you're actually damaging your muscle fibers and making yourself tighter long term. So why does this happen? So this study is done by Harvard. Stretching can be a good thing if you do it at the right time. Remember, you should never hold a stretch for longer than 30 seconds. If you need to stretch longer than that, it means that you need to build up more strength and mobility. A lot of times people think that they need to stretch longer because they're not strong enough. So instead of stretching, they should be strengthening. That's why at our gym we focus on functional strength and mobility. We help people move better in their bodies so they don't need to stretch. The best time to stretch is after you've already warmed up your muscles. Also, if you're struggling with cramping, it could be because you're dehydrated. So make sure you're drinking enough water throughout the day. If you want to learn more about how much water you should be drinking, check out this video right here. If you're going to stretch, do your stretching routine right after you finish your warm-up, before you start your workout. Another great time to stretch is on your rest days. So if you work out Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, you can stretch on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. That way you're giving your body a chance to recover. It's a large research study, and what they did is they took a group of people and they had them perform a high-intensity workout. Then they split these people into 2 groups. One group they told them to do static stretching. That means they held each stretch for 30 seconds. And the other group they told them to do no stretching. Hopefully this helps explain why you're cramping. And as always, remember that pain sucks. Life shouldn't. They wanted to see if there was any difference in the amount of cramping that they experienced. And what they found was that the group that stretched actually cramped more. They were more likely to cramp during their workout, and they were also more likely to cramp during a follow-up workout 24 hours later. Why is our body doing this? Well, it all comes down to how your nervous system is controlling your muscles. Our nervous system is very smart. It's very precise. Every single thing that you do, your nervous system is communicating with your muscles to make sure that they are firing at the correct time. If you think about walking, when you take a step, your leg swings forward, and then your other leg swings back. It's actually a very complex motion that your nervous system is coordinating. Now, if you just stand there and you try to move your leg forward, you might be able to do it. But as soon as you start adding weight and you're actually trying to walk, it's going to become a lot harder. Your nervous system is constantly monitoring the amount of force that you're putting through your muscles. It's the amount of tension, and it's communicating with your muscles to make sure everything is working together properly. When you stretch, you're throwing off that communication. You're tricking your nervous system. So now it's going to be overprotective, because it does know if you actually being attacked. It's going to freak out, and it's going to try to protect you. When your body gives you a pop or a snap, it's not a good thing. If you're working out too hard and too often, your nervous system gets fatigued, and it also will start to overprotect you. That's why it's so important to listen to your body. You need to give your body a chance to recover. You cannot constantly be working out at a high level without giving your body a chance to rest. What that means is that your body has lost control of that joint and muscle fiber. You should never force a snap or a pop, because it means that you've gone too far and you're causing damage to that muscle. The second thing is that when you get these pops and snaps, you're actually causing an inflammatory response in your body. This is why a lot of times when you go to a chiropractor or an osteopath and they snap your joints, you might feel sore the next day. Or even if you go to a massage therapist and they dig into a knot, sometimes you'll feel sore the next day. That soreness is caused by inflammation. Inflammation is a good thing. In short bursts, it helps you repair damaged tissue and make your muscles stronger. But if you're constantly having inflammation without giving your body a chance to recover, then you're always going to be sore and tired. When you stretch your muscles, you're placing them in a position where they're uncomfortable. Your body doesn't like that, so it will try to protect itself. When you force a stretch onto your muscle, you're actually tricking your body into thinking that it needs to protect itself from something called sarcomers. Sarcomers are the actual part of your muscle fibers that contract and allow you to move. And when you stretch them too far past their normal range, Your body thinks that it's being attacked or it's being severed, so it tries to protect those muscle fibers. So while you're stretching, you might feel like you're getting a good stretch. But actually what's happening is your body is trying to protect itself. That's why sometimes when you stretch, you'll even feel a pop. That pop is actually your body trying to snap back into place. And if you even look up a cool down or stretching routine on YouTube, this is the type of stretching that most trainers recommend. But there is actually a lot of new research that says that this type of stretching can actually be counterproductive and cause more risk than benefit. But most of the time when people are cramping, it is because of this one thing right here that they do after their workout. So let me show you exactly what it is. So after people finish their workouts, they will start to cool down and stretch. And the type of stretching that they'll do is called dynamic stretching. I want to share this one study with you because it really dives into the rabbit hole of stretching, especially after your workout. Now there's a couple things that are interesting about that. Alright, so this is why some people might argue that stretching is good because you might feel looser. Now this can also happen if you're overtraining. So now that we understand how stretching can actually cause more harm than good, let's dive into this study right here. Now this doesn't mean that you should never stretch. So hopefully that helps explain why you might be cramping. If you want to learn more about this topic, check out this video right here. Lastly, if you want to learn how to get rid of cramps once they start, check out this video right here.